Welcome to the Monday Morning Wake Up Call with your host, Carrie Ramage, managing broker at Remax Elite, and Heather Holliday, your social marketing nut, talking about hottest real estate topics with a little weekly activity and motivation for the week. Good morning and happy Monday.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh my gosh, another day in paradise. You know summer is coming to an end when band camp starts, which is starting mid this week. And
I think ours started like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
wow.
But school starts really early where I am.
Right, you guys start earlier than us, which is just crazy.
Well, and so it's like I went to go pick up my nephew in Gatlinburg, and I swear, like we were just there, and it was like a ghost town. Like, you know, we go for the moonshine stroll. Really, I don't know what to do with kids, but so when we were there a month ago, like we literally had to wait like 15 minutes before one of our sampling things would start. So we just go to like the little bar in the back, and it was crazy this week. Like, I was like, where did all these people come from?
Right.
And we've been taking like the trolley because it's free. Just go to the Welcome Center Park. And then that way, you know, you have all afternoon to sober up. And luckily I had my DD, brought my kid with me. So, but yeah, the trolley ride, it was so hot and miserable. It was standing room only.
Wow.
And then it's like you take a whole tour of the whole Gatlinburg area instead of, it's always just gone from like the aquarium to the Welcome Center. And we were on there for over an hour and basically ended up right where we got on.
Well,
it was hot. It was just craziness. It was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Crazy. So I was like, okay, we're going to go park. We're not doing the trolley thing again.
There you go.
Craziness. But yeah, other than that, it was just a weekend of housework.
Yep, me too.
My neglected yard for sure.
Yeah, me too. So here we are, like getting ready to almost wind down the summer, which feels crazy because people up north, their summer doesn't last longer. It starts later, it ends later. So, but for us, I feel like, whoa, summer's almost over. It's hot. Then we're going to get into we're almost to the business planning month again. Like, woo, the year has flown like mad. But today we're talking about, and this is a topic, like I feel like all of the major coaches are talking about this. Any coach you see out there, they're just constantly talking about social media. And you can't just post willy-nilly, just sold, just listed. People want more than that. They want content. So we're going to talk today about, which is really your forte, not mine, making social media work for you.
And it is one of my favorite topics. And it's, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so you get to help me talk about, I mean, really, and I know that we talk about it a lot when we're talking about note cards and all of that kind of stuff. And it's where social really helps you,
Yep.
You know, where it works for you versus against you. And I mean, of course, if you're not into social, it's not the end all be all. I know many of our top agents won't even get near it. They do coaching. It's just not where they go. It can be a time sucker.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it, and I get a lot of these, obviously I get a lot of these questions. So it's like, oh, I really need my presence there, blah, blah, blah. I'm not into, the fluff third-party content. I mean, I've always said, I think you're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah,
so if you're an energy sucking vampire, social may not work well for you. But I'm just saying, there's so much power in social media where it can work to your benefit. I think where there's a time management and stuff like that. So usually my time like on social is usually at night when I have to sit there and watch stupid shows with my husband. We'll be on there, but he's watching TikTok anyway. And yet I'm stuck watching this stupid show that he wants to watch. It kind of drives me crazy because I watch my phone with my sound off, right?
Right, and he does not.
He does not, and then he'll fall asleep, and it's, you know, the same TikTok on a loop with the same sound over and over. But as soon as I go to change the channel, what are you doing? I'm watching that. No, you're not.
Right.
You're sleeping. I'm watching TikTok. But anyway, there is so much power in a lot of the newer is like the TikTok and the reels, and then you have stories in it, and it can be overwhelming, I think. But I think there's also a way that if you're not, you know, like what I did, like, okay, I need to get into this whole TikTok and it's a time sucker, but there's no denying the reach that's available. We do have so much content that we don't even think about. It doesn't have to be with dancing or anything. It's really just kind of providing value. It can be you. We found ways to do it where we just kind of have like a Canva link to get comfortable making all of these different things and putting clips together and adding music and text and stuff. I mean, really, I just do my adventures and my animals and stuff like that, but it's just a comfortable place for me. And, you know, my dogs have their own account. My Jeep has its own account.
Well, let me just interrupt and just let's talk about TikTok for a minute. And I'm kind of going off script, but I feel like let me understand it better, because I was with my college friends, and my friend Marcy watches TikTok, and I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
Do you get reels?
I have TikTok, but I guess I don't even know what to do with it. So I don't even know how it is that people would find me to watch my TikTok.
It's kind of like, I think TikTok actually will show your videos. Like the more people like it and engage with it, the more it's going to be shown. Right.
And then maybe it'll put it in my feed, or it'll.
And I've noticed, you know, depending on the hashtags, I noticed the different hashtags I use. So when I do Jeep stuff, it gets a lot more views, but I think there's a lot of Jeep channels, right? So it starts, you engage. But I also notice I see a lot of local people in my feed that I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's what I pulled it up and I'm like, who is this woman and why am I seeing her? Like, what is
I think it's like it actually will pull local area content. If it starts getting, you know, views, it's going to start showing it to more people. But just like when, you know, Leo did that really crazy video of Jessica, and I mean, it got like 8,000 views or something. So to Jessica, she was okay, even though it was, you know, making fun of her.
Right.
She was okay because, like, no, Dad, you just kind of went viral. So it was all good.
Okay, that's kind of what I was like. How do you find, or how does your content get out there? But okay, that's making more sense to me now. And it's
the more visibility, the more engagement your video gets, the
more it kind of sends it out there to the world.
Right. It's going to be like, okay, this content doesn't suck. We're going to show it to more people, and then more people and more people. I noticed that my videos, the majority of views are within that first 24 hours.
Okay.
And I have noticed you can collaborate. So I could like tag, and I don't know that all my accounts have this, so I have to figure that part out. But I can tag someone in, and that's a reel. I can tag someone in a reel, and it invites them to kind of be a collaborator. So it shows up on both of our feeds. So I do that with my animal account. Okay. So I post it to mine, but then I add them, and now it's kind of getting fed on both. I definitely I find that my videos get more reach on reels than TikTok. And I know they're kind
of so now that here leads me to my next question. What's a reel?
Reel is Instagram and Facebook. And it's basically the same thing. It's kind of like a longer video. Like you have stories, you have your reels, but reel is really going to be any video that you do. And it can show up on your feed. You can make it not show up on your feed. And you'll notice when you're on Instagram on your account, you're going to have like your post then you're going to have a little video icon, and that's going to be your reels. And that's where the reach is. Like your story is going to your people.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's a story versus a reel?
The story is just something you can highlight it, blah, blah, blah. But that's really going to your followers, versus a reel is kind of like the TikTok. It
goes out to the world.
Everybody. Okay. So like I did an open house little reel. So we just kind of took the photos and the video, added it into a Canva template, did that. But it gets almost 10,000 views, versus if I were just to share it as a post, it's really only going to the people that follow me. Even if I add it to the stories, it's still only really the people who know me. Whereas
reel is out to the world.
So there's a lot of power in that, and it's super easy to do. It's really any video. And I think it kind of replaced where Instagram was doing the TV. All of a sudden I have a brain fart. So they were doing not the live, but it was kind of like the TV thing. So it's kind of like it replaced that to compete with TikTok. Gotcha. But I love reels.
So I'm going to interrupt, because now I'm finally kind of understanding it. And I'm just going to interrupt and go. So I'm on Facebook. And if you can see right there, there's a choice between stories or reels, right? Yep. So right now I'm on stories. And if I look at all those photos across, those are all people I know. And then I didn't realize that you could, okay, there's a button for stories. There's a button for reels. Now I'm on reels, and it's all these videos of people I don't know. Lots of dog stuff, because that's clearly what I must watch.
Yes.
And so now I was always like, how are these things? Like, I don't even know these people. Why are these here? Now I get it. And I guess now it's feeding me stuff in the reel of maybe that I've watched or show interest in, I suspect.
And then when you click on that, you just go through. It's very similar to like TikTok. And it's just, but yeah, everyone's feed is going to be a little different. Leo's feed is definitely more, going to have the side-by-sides. He has a ton of animals, so he must stay on the animals for a longer time, like the dogs and raccoons and whatever. Mine is a lot of jeeping things, even if I'm on my personal. So I think, obviously algorithm, all of this artificial intelligence, all of these platforms want to keep you on their platform longer, right? So what are they going to do with the artificial intelligence? It kind of knows what keeps you on the reels longer, or TikTok. So it's going to show you more of that to keep you on their platform longer, if that
got it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And so now that gosh, this is helping me a lot. So hopefully it's helping people out there who are equally as uneducated about this reels and stories and TikTok stuff. But it's funny. So all of my reels, it looks like, are dogs or food. So I got
and I save them. And that's really where, you
look at those Frenchies.
See, and I just did a reel yesterday of my cats. It was like the first time they were actually loving and kind of looking on each other and looking so adorable. And that was like a first.
And then food. Yep. Okay. So now I'm getting it. And clearly I must not do a lot of looking at real estate on Facebook, because I'm not getting a lot of real estate in my feed.
And if you were to follow those kinds of accounts, then you're actually going to start seeing how agents and brokerages are utilizing the power of that.
Gotcha.
So I think the hardest part on a brokerage or agent level is really the music. So you can save all of those musics and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. Like, okay, this will work. So like for our awards party, right? I wanted to do a reel about that, but I was like, but what kind of music, because it's not like any song you can just go and do the search bar. I have to find something kind of appropriate, right, without language or, something like that.
Language.
So as I'm looking at all these other videos, I like a music. So I just go and I save that. So now when I do a reel, I just go to my saved and I can just use that sound, if that makes sense.
Well, then here's another question. You're probably killing me because I'm just asking you questions.
No, that's what this is all about.
What?
I know enough to get in trouble.
Can you use any music? Is there licensing rights or what the heck?
Yeah. even if, just like anything, like I know, oh gosh, we were at a community event, and I was probably jumping around in the balloon suit, but there was a band. So of course we don't, change the music on that. So we posted that. And of course, Facebook's like, oh, your video is muted because you don't own the rights. The same thing will happen on all of that. So I like to just use their music. I've even done like a TikTok, downloaded the video and uploaded into Instagram, which you really don't want to do. You kind of, it's like ridiculous. Like you should do each one separately, because obviously Instagram's going to notices when there's a TikTok logo, and it's not going to get as much visibility because you're really just showing off TikTok. But I did notice I had saved and then uploaded it as a reel. That video was taken down because of the music, even though I did it on a different platform. Instagram or the vice versa did not have, I couldn't use that music.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's kind of crazy, but there's so much music, and the thing is you can save all the ones that you like, and then they're in your library. So now it's like my library is kind of full of these catchy songs that I like. So I can do that. But yeah, I've noticed even just across platforms, uploading it from one to another. So it's kind of annoying when you have to do it two separate. But one of them, and I think it's TikTok, I like that because you pick a song and you upload all your stuff, it's going to automatically kind of create based on your music and the beats and kind of make
okay, gotcha. Got it.
So it's kind of hard, but I still feel I get more reach on Reels, and maybe because I'm not big on TikTok,
right. So you're not a big TikToker yet, so maybe you're not getting as much reach, whereas you have many more followers, or you are getting more visibility on Instagram. So once you get more visibility, you get even more and more, is kind of how it grows, right?
I guess. And it really just, some of the stupidest videos, I haven't been able to still figure out why one video will get 10,000 views and another one 100.
Right.
Haven't been able, so.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think about that a lot with Facebook even, and even within our own private Remax Elite Rockstars group, I'll post something that I think is really great and informative and nothing. And then I'll post something goofy and everybody will comment and say something. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, the feed is, well, in Facebook and the business pages, all of that has just changed. It's so different than it was, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's so horrible. And that's really where, like, today is really important, because it's kind of what you post, because you want that engagement, you want the interaction, you really want to start to create, and cultivate relationships, which is how social media will work for you. But if you've ever, if you have a third party feed, or if you see it on somebody else's, go and look at the engagement. Is anybody even liking it? Are there comments? Are people sharing it? The more people engage with your posts, the more people share it, the more Facebook's like, hey, this is, this content is good. People like it. They want to keep people on their platform longer. So they're going to share it to more people. So always when we get a really good engagement, and that's where, posts with people that you can tag, that creates that whole domino effect. Or if you're asking questions, and it is super easy, especially like on a story or something, you have all these different elements. You can have sliders, or now, post your photo of your dog, if it's a dog post, or ask a question and have a slider. There's so many different ways that you can ask questions, have people answer and engage, which is obviously going to skyrocket the engagement. And then Facebook will just show it to more people. So it's not just like the fluff content that goes to another website. For me, I it's like all roads should lead to your website of some sort. Still, I think y'all know it's my biggest pet peeve is when people share their listing via the MLS. Most MLSs, it's a data sheet, right? Has tiny little pictures, a data sheet of information that as an agent, you read it every day, you know exactly what it is, but it's not beautiful. It's not, And what else do they do? So they look at that, they don't like it, they go out, they're done. Whereas if you share your new listings with, a link that's, make sure you have your phone number and stuff, but then get the full details, photos, virtual tour, video tour, whatever, click here, and it's going to that property on your website. Now they can look. If it's not the right fit, well, you have all these other listings that are showing up. You have data. They can go do their search of their own. Now you've kind of brought somebody. So if it's not the right fit, maybe they can find one that is, where at least they're
So
going
with
somewhere else.
TikTok and stories, you can put in verbiage, whether it's hashtag this, hashtag that, for more information.
If you go to your story, one of those elements is a link.
Okay.
So you can actually copy and paste the property link inside of the story, and it becomes a hyperlink. Because usually I think you have to have like 10,000 followers to be able to put hyperlinks and stuff like that inside of your Instagram. But on a story, you can add a hyperlink.
Gotcha.
So for like our Monday morning wake up call, when, I share, the audio, because I can't like put a link to it, but I can click here to go to our web, watch the live show here or whatever. I hyperlink that. So it goes straight to our website so people can watch or read the blog or, listen to the podcast.
Gotcha.
And so there's just little things that you can do, but really it's all about that engagement. So you're going to get out of social what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a third party company that's just filling, kind of like a content filler so that something's there, if somebody goes find it, that's fine. If an agent doesn't want to be bothered with social, that's what I tell them to do. At least it's filling up content, it's posting your listings or, and, stuff. But if you're looking to get something out of it and create those relationships and actually maybe get leads from your social media, you kind of have to be more personal. You have to be engaging. And one of my biggest pet peeves is somebody, does a post, it's one of those third parties. Do you like this or that? We know it all the time.
Yeah.
And then people actually answer, but you don't engage. Like, because you're saying, forget it. You're paying for this stuff to be posted, but you're not doing anything when somebody actually engages. So if you actually go in there and that's like Katie Lance, she kind of, it's almost funny. So she almost has a role like no one left behind, right? Like she always will get the last word. If you're tweeting with her or anything like that, you're engaging with any comment, she will almost always have that last word. I don't care if you said, thank you very much, whatever, she'll say something back. And if you're trying to end that conversation, she's still going to come back.
Just let her end it.
Just let her end it, because that's just, and that's what we should be doing more of. First, it's kind of like you're at a party and somebody tries to spark up a conversation, they answer you and just walk away.
Yeah.
If you look at it in that way, because that's exactly what's happening. You ask a question, they answer it, and you don't care.
Right.
You
don't engage. So it's important. It's important that they're engaging. And it's also important, I think, to keep your branding consistent, right? So that they recognize you and that it's yours.
Yes. So even if, I like all the graphics to be kind of branded. So, everything goes back to the website, but all of the posts and stuff like that, just to have your logo on it, have the color consistency. And I'm kind of crazy when it comes to like Instagram. Like I like, that's all graphics or videos. I don't know, like I have like my coloring and how the board looks, and I want it to look pretty and consistent. And I think there's a lot to be said for that, instead of, if you have these third parties and there's like the oranges and greens and blues and reds, and it's just kind of all over the place. It's just, to me, it's just messy looking. I like it to be consistent and, where it almost looked like there's a purpose and something like that. I don't know. Gotcha. I could be overthinking that just because I am a little, it's kind of like YouTube, the thumbnails, like stop putting videos without your custom thumbnails, or at least not looking like you're a drunk fool as that thumbnail, because that's what everyone sees.
Right.
It's just, to me, the branding, the color, just, make it intentional, I guess.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And then how often should we be posting?
I mean, to me, it's to be consistent. I like to have like a content calendar where you kind of have maybe, it's Monday motivation, maybe it's, Tuesday, tips where you have like a do it yourself, a real estate tip, or, on Friday can be, I mean, even if you only had 3 going out that were consistently branded and you schedule those out, that leaves those other days for, to me, it's like I follow all these local places and events and the chamber and stuff like that. So that way you can share local events and local information. I mean, that's straight from your phone. You see it, share to page, boom, done.
Right.
And that way you have the live local stuff where you're able to do it on the go, or you're out and, you take a picture of, the beach or something.
Right.
You can brand that if you wanted to. I mean, Photify is awesome for on the go, social. You have your branding right there. You can add a cute little saying. So there's a lot of programs that make it super easy for on the go stuff. But at least if you, use your time wisely and schedule stuff, it makes it super easy where you're not, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in 2 days. What am I going to do? I like batch, so basically all the, the branded stuff that's not dated, I can schedule out for an entire month. That may take me a couple hours to do. You can use Facebook Creator Studio to even do reels and schedule all of that out. So for example, we have the Remax commercials, right? So Remax has a variety of sizes and they have reels or TikTok, but I can actually schedule a Remax commercial reel to go to the, the office page every Friday afternoon. So I just go in there, schedule it, forget it. So I just do that. So there's a month, 2 months of those reels already going out. I make the videos once, and then in 2 months, okay, now we're going to repeat and do that again. So there's, there's consistency in that.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of helping you work smarter, not harder, by having some of this branded stuff. I mean, obviously when you have a listing or a sale or something, or, price reduction, that's all like live stuff that, you can have it auto post if you want. I like to do things a little differently because I don't like to look like everyone else.
Gotcha.
But if you have templates and stuff, it's super easy to be able to share or to use programs that you can create different stuff. You have Ripple and all this other kind of stuff that, you can share straight from, okay, let me slap that in, send it, done.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's a lot to learn or a lot to do, or it feels overwhelming a little bit. But I think at the same time, if you're like, I mean, I love Facebook and I've been loving it for years. And so I do enjoy the social media aspect. So the learning and the learning how to post and the learning how to do it better, I think is just part of the deal. You just have to do it if that's what you're interested in. And like you mentioned, we have several top agents who don't social media at all. This is not for them. But if you enjoy social media and you enjoy the connections you've made, which I've made tons, whether it's through, old high school friends or college friends or people I used to work with when I used to work in the shoe business or whatever, you're making these connections through the social media. And this is just a reminder of what you're doing.
I still think the magic in your referrals are going to be coming from your personal account.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just more reach. It's where you can actually do that engagement, keep those relationships going. So even if you're not doing the whole business aspect, and the business page is great because you can run ads and all that kind of stuff, sell things,
Right.
your listings. But really the magic is the personal account. So even if you say, okay, 10 minutes a day, I'm going to go through my feed and just, make comments, not just but I think the comments, because that's where that engagement and that relationship and stuff like that. So I mean, you can like something, nobody really sees that.
Yeah. And like you say, don't leave anybody hanging. You should. And sometimes it's hard if you have a really good post. Like sometimes I'll do a post, and some of them will get tons and tons of comments, and that gets hard because it's like, oh, you can't reply to everybody because it gets crazy. And because to me, when I'm replying to people, you don't want to just say thank you, thank you, thank you, or whatever. You want to say something back that's different. And if you're getting a lot of engagement, there's only so many different things you can say to people, but you want to make everybody feel special.
Right. And you do. And you do.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the personals were, but I think there's a lot of things that people overthink social. There's a lot of different ideas that you can be doing, even if you're showcasing some of your favorite spots to go. Where's, pet friendly, dog friendly parks, or your favorite place to take your family, kind of the hidden spots. I mean, wintertime is a perfect to go. We're going to go to DeSoto Parkway to look at the manatees on a cold
Right.
morning, right? So there's a lot of things that, think of somebody who may not have grown up in your area. What are some of the secret spots that you like to go to? I mean, I know for me, it was always the captain's house. You can pat the water and the manatees come right up. Nothing like DeSoto Parkway, but it's still
right.
Not something everybody's going to know. It's going to be more of the local knowledge, because, we've lived there all our life. So think of, things around your area, the beautiful, I mean, I always loved Darlene's, her sunrise photos on the beach and stuff like that. I mean, Eric Larkin's always been really good about that. So, I mean, just think of things that you could be posting that are around the area, the same questions you get all the time. For me, I think we have a perfect opportunity with all the news buzz on how the market's going and stuff. What's it really like locally? Not
right.
what you keep hearing, but what is it truly like?
Right.
You could have your lender on with you for the new programs that are going on. I mean, there's so many ways that we can come from a place of value and help people with this, with the real estate market. I just think sometimes we overthink it and like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Right.
I mean, think of the questions you get all the time, and that's how you can come from a place of value and knowledge, and what you're passionate about. What is your passion, whether it be in real estate, what's your favorite part, all that fun stuff.
Got it. Okay.
I feel like the smoke's coming out.
I know. I'm like, oh, because now for the weekly activity, and I need to make sure I'm doing this as well.
You have Lucy. Practice with Lucy.
That's perfect. That's what I'm going to do. That's perfect.
It'll go right with your feed.
Michelle, the queen of overthinking, right? I mean, I'm the same. I always overthink everything, and I'm like, oh, my voice is horrible, or oh, this, or oh, whatever. But you know what? Might as well just do it. And I'm not.
I mean, my reels, I mean, it may have, different things and topics. I mean, most of my reels are just things around town.
Yeah.
Because again, like, I don't want to shoot myself and take video. No.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it with Lucy, my dog. So I'm going to create a reel on Instagram by taking 5 to 10 second videos of, now you can do favorite things around town, or you could do your favorite pets, or you could do your favorite listings, and combine the videos, add some music, and post it to reels.
Just watch it. And I think once you see what happens with it, you'll start to, it actually, I enjoy doing them, and I've fought it, but I was like, I have to. But they're actually pretty fun, and to watch the engagement and just all the comments. And again, when people comment back, just make sure, don't leave anyone hanging. Play with it, practice it. Michelle, you have cats, because you got me into cats. Now I'm the crazy cat lady. Trust me. Never was a cat person until she had babies and did videos, Facebook Live every night with all these little kittens. And then all of a sudden I changed my mind.
Right? I remember that. I remember when she was doing that. Oh my God. That was like, wasn't that right at the beginning of COVID?
It's probably right around there. But then, yeah, that's when I ended up getting a kitten. Years of just, begging. And I'm like, no, we're big dog people. I don't want a cat. And now I'm the crazy cat lady. If you saw my house, like, the cats have more crap than any of my dogs. And it's all Michelle's fault.
Right.
Doing her live video. See, it can totally change someone's life. And that was just of her little kittens. That's just, it wasn't like she had to be on there.
Right.
It made a huge impact in my life. Trust me. And then the words of wisdom goes right along with it. A little bit of progress each day adds up to big results.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing that we have to think. Like if I could show you guys my office and what a mess it is over there. And it's like every day, like I move the pile over here, over to there, and I'm like, all right, I'll get to it later. And it's like, you know what? A little progress today. And I'll
Yeah,
by
the
the end
same
of the
way.
week,
Everything's in front of me on
yeah,
the
if I
whole.
do a little progress every day on this mess over here, hopefully by the end of the week, I will get it done.
I know. See, I have to clean up all that because I bought a catio that so my cats can be on the catio outside and still come inside and play and hang out and not
Hang out.
just
Hilarious.
crazy cat lady. Thank you, Michelle.
All right.
All right, that's it for today. We've got some great episodes. Until next week, wake up, kick ass, and repeat. Bye, everyone.